There's no human rights violation as far as PDEA is concerned na
Hindi
nagwe-wait
kayo
pa rin.
naniniwala na mayroong human rights violation?
Mr. Chair, ganito kasi yan eh.
Dali po. Kahit na itong mga biktimang ito ng mga pamilya nag-testify dito ngayon, hindi kayo naniniwala na may human rights violation?
Mr. Chair, as far as PDEA is concerned, yung sa amin lang na organisasyon, wala pong human rights sa
You
amin.
were the Director General at that time. You're not talking about just Sibideya.
If yung sa labas, sa buong kabuuan, Mr. Chair,
You're under oath. This might not be the court, but this is a committee hearing of Congress. You're under oath.
yes, Mr. Chair.
So tell us, you do not believe that there is any human rights violations?
Alright, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat mga kaibigan. So magandang gabi sa lahat ng ating mga nakakapanood ng ating YouTube channel APC The Vloggers. Isang pagpupugay mga idol sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan saan mang dako ng ating kapuluan na patuloy na nagpupursige upang makamtan ang kanilang mga pangarap at maibigay mga idol yung kanilang mga pangangailangan ng kanilang mga mahal sa buhay. So pagpupugay para kay dating PDEA Director General Wilkins Villanueva. Sa iyo sir, isang mainit na pagpugay ang ating pinapaabot sa iyo, sapagkat alam ng taong bayan during that time of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte that PDEA doing well, doing his job in order to implement the full force of the law in terms of illegal drugs sa ating bansang tinubuan. And alam ng taong bayan na during the time of previous administration, all government agencies doing his job and obligation as an different implementing agencies sa ating bansang tinubuan. Kaya't marami yung mga nabibilib during the past administration. And we all know that until now, the Filipino citizen, ang ating mga kababayan, even the Filipino in outside the Philippines, OFWs, there's a lot of Filipino loving the former president. The trust and confidence of the Filipino people ay napakataas during the previous administration. Kumbaga mga idol, yung tiwala ng taong bayan at yung serbisyo ng gobyerno ay ilinapit sa ating mga kababayan, partikular na sa mga laylayan. So dito mga idol, napag-uusapan dito ang war on drugs during the previous administration, kung saan aminado yung PDEA chief na si PDEA Director General Wilkins Villanueva that during the time of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte na alarming na yung mga report may kinalaman sa mga kababayan natin na under the influence of illegal drugs. Kaya nga mataas yung bilang ng mga kababayan natin na sumurinder nung ipatupad ang Oplan double barrel, tukhang at kasabay ang PDEA upang kahit papano mga idol ay ma-eradicate yung lumulubong bilang ng populasyon na gumagamit ng druga sa bansa. And we all know that the President promised to the Filipino people that the Philippines becomes safe even in the midnight when you are doing to going home late at night. During the time, mga idol, ang bansang Pilipinas ay safe na maglakad ka kahit sa hating gabi o madaling araw pag galing ka sa iyong trabaho. But now, natatakot ang taong bayan dahil bumalik na naman yung mga durugista, mga adik sa mga kanto. Andyan yung mga nagiinuman dyan sa gilid ng kalsada. Makikita mo yung mga taong naglalakad sa mga kalsadang nakahubad ng damit. Hindi naman nakahubad-hubad, nakahubad ng damit. And during the time, maigpit dahil may curfew para sa kabataan. But now, free for all. Kung gusto mong mang-hold up, go ahead. Kung gusto mong magdroga, go ahead. Because the government is futile. Ang gobyerno ni Marcos, mga idol, ay walang malinaw na ipinatutupad. May kinalaman sa peace and order, may kinalaman sa kaayusan ng ating gobyerno. So before that, mga idol, panoorin natin yung mainit na balitaktakan dyan sa Kongreso, dito sa mainit na usapin, mga idol, na pinag-uusapan ngayon sa Kongreso, may kinalaman sa implementation ng war on drugs during the previous administration. So, pakinggan natin, mga idol.
Sinabi mo we did not submit the list to the President. Ang Presidente, Mr. Chair, hindi naman kikialam sa listahan namin. But the President has given his list. Ang Mr. Chair, meron tayong tinatawag, Mr. Chair, yung tinatawag na PRRD list. Meron tinatawag na list. Meron dati yung Mr. Chair. Meron siya. That's what I call.
Hindi kayo naniniwala na may human rights violation?
Mr. Chair, as far as PDEA is concerned, yung sa amin lang na organisasyon, wala pong human rights.
You were the director general at that time. You're not talking about this Secretariat.
If sa Ribas, sa buong Mr. Chair.
You're under oath. This might not be the court, but this is a committee hearing of Congress. You're under oath.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So tell us, you do not admit that there is any human rights violations during those time?
Out of PDEA, Mr. Chair, meron. Pero sa PDEA, Mr. Chair, walang human rights sabi ko, Mr. Chair.
Nakakainis mo, sagot ninyo kanina eh.
Bago nag-inis ang Presidente, meron tayong out of the Dangerous Drugs Board survey, household survey, meron tayong lumabas na about 3.4 million persons who use drugs.
3.4 million,
Yun
Take note.
ng ating Presidente. Wala naman, hindi naman yun lahat nasa listahan. It's just a household survey sa different places in the country. Now, ang PDEA po ay merong National Drug Information System which dates nung NARCOM days pa. Yung mga part of that is NARCOM days pa, and then every year sinasala kung active pa ba o hindi. So during our time, every month, may initial listahan, tapos meron ding ipinigay na listahan from other government agencies, kinonsolidate ng PDEA, and then we try to evaluate kung nasa if this personality is still active or not. And then, nung nag-start ang ating yung tinatawag ni Sir Bato na tukang, actually it came from Barangay Drug Clearing Program, Mr. Chair. Yung tukang is the first phase of the Barangay Drug Clearing Program. Para
Barangay Direct Clearing Program.
Mr. Chair, is kasama natin ang barangay, kasama natin ang pulis.
Mr. Chair, I think the answer of the former DG Wilkins is not appropriate for the question of this representation, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to know if there was an original list which was made as a basis for operation against high-value targets and pushers.
During the time of the former president.
Yes, because as
Meron, sir.
there is another list being, shall we say, listed by PIDEA coming from the barangays of this country, the information of which is validated by PIDEA, and they come up with a list pursuant to a dangerous drug sport policy. So, are you trying to tell this representation that the drug list during the former administration is the same drug list that you're using now? Please answer my question. No, Your Honor. No. So there are two drug lists. Where is the first one? That's my question. Which was used by operatives when they encounter valuable targets involved in illegal drug business. Diba? If we go back to the different operations, congressman na kasi ako noon eh. Kaya alam ko. And alam ko rin na walo yung big time na ano ito? Businessmen, Chinese businessmen involved. Nandun na sila sa pan. Why? Because I was there when the case of then Secretary De Lima was heard in this Congress. I was part of that committee. Kaya nalaman ko yung mga impormasyon nito. Huwag kayong magsinungaling.
Yes, Sir Vincent,
Mr. Chair, isa lang yun. That's part, yung listahan namin during the time of President Duterte is carried over ngayon. It's part of the National Drug Information System. Mawawala lang siya every month, nagre-revalidate tayo ng drug personalities dahil meron tayong procedure para tanggalin ang drug personalities from that list.
Mr. Chair, ako, may I ask former Director General Villanueva, would it be proper for me to conclude that PIDEA during that time was the one who made the list and give it to the President? Sa akin, kung ikaw o kayo ang gumawa.
Mr. Chair,
Hindi na sinabi mo eh.
we did not submit the list to the President. But we collaborate the list with the Philippine National Police.
you mean to tell me that the president has not any list at all?
Ang Presidente, Mr. Chair, hindi naman nakikialam sa listahan namin eh. But the President has given his list. Ito yung tinatawag na
Would you please say that again? That the President has given his list? In other words, you're telling this committee that the President then had his own list.
ang Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, yung tinatawag na PRRD list. Merong tinatawag na list.
Yes or no?
Meron Mr. That's what now we call the IDID. Interagency Drug Information. Drug Information Database. So yun yung coming from the different intelligence community at iba rin yung original listahan na nasa PIDEA where we collaborate with the Philippine National Police and the local government unit. Yun naman po ang tinatawag nating National Drug Information System.
Well, let me ask, PIDEA and the Philippine National Police, saan nakuha ng ating dating Pangulo ang listahan? For example, like meron siyang listahan ng mga politiko na suspende, na nawawala. Saan nakuha po yung listahan niya? Diba nakuha sa PIDEA o sa Philippine National Police?
It came from, Mr. Chair, it came from the different intelligence agencies in the country.
You mean to tell me that the former president has another intelligence agency?
Collaboration
The former secret intelligence agency, like the secret agreement they had with China.
We cannot answer that, Mr. Chair. As far as we are concerned, yung listahan namin is coming from yung old list namin, at the same time coming from the newly identified drug personalities and collaborated by the different local government units in the barangay. So, inaano natin ito, i-validate natin ito. At meron ding binigay sa amin na interagency drug information database. Ito naman yung coming from the different intelligence units in the country na hindi naabot ng listahan ng PIDEA. Kaya nakaiba siya. So that, yung i-clear namin sa barangay, yung mga National Drug Information System, yun yung subject of tukhang na tinatawag ng Philippine National Police. Sa atin naman po is house visit ang tawag namin doon. So, initially, merong listahan. Massive ang initial response ng PNP at barangay. Ano nangyari? Nagulat ang barangay dahil hindi natin alam kung saan ilalagay yung mga sumurrender. Because the foundation for the tukhang was not established yet. Hindi natin alam saan mapupunta itong mga tinukhang, nag-surrender. Ano bang gagawin natin? We don't have the community-based drug rehabilitation program before. So, for 3 years, yun po yung inaasikaso ng PDEA and Department of Health para magkaroon ng saysay yung mga sumurrender. Para sila naman ngayon ay makapagbago at balik sa mainstream ng ating society. Yun na po yung rehabilitation and reintegration program. Yung latter part na po ng barangay direct clearing program natin.
So walang magkalinaw, yung secret kanina, joke lang yun.
Wala po akong personality to answer that, Mr. Chair.
Anyway, ganito yan, no? I would like to tell the public, who is even watching right now, that we are for the elimination of drugs in this country. What we are not for is the human rights violations that are here. Hindi kami papayag na magkaroon po ng na mawala yung due process. We are not going to agree na yung nakalagay po sa ating salitang batas na magkaroon po dito ng due process, mawala. Yun ang nasa atin. Sapagkat naniniwala po tayo, any suspect na nahuli po yan at presumed innocent until proven guilty by the courts. You see? Pero ang nangyayari dito, ito tanong ko, ito more than 6,000 na napatay, for example, nakarating ba sa korte yan? Nakarating ba sa korte yan? Sino pwedeng sumagot dyan? Ito na Conti, ikaw, yung pang more than 6,000 na napatay, nakarating po ba sa korte yan?
Palagay ko po, iilan lang. Sa akin po, may 6 nga po kami yung isinampang kaso sa Office of the Ombudsman. Isa lang ang nakatungtong ng korte. Kaya mahirap po talaga.
Revelation po yun. Pero bang ibang sasagot niyan? Chairperson CHR. Pero ba kayong record yan?
Check ko lang po yung naming record. But meron po kami based on our monitoring kasi wala naman po kaming prosecutorial function. So, based on after the investigation, meron po kaming monitor na 18 cases filed in the regional trial courts, 42 cases filed in the Office of the Ombudsman. Sa prosecutor's office po, 42 cases din ang na-file. Cases 107 filed in the IAS of the Philippine National Police. Sa NAPOLCOM ay isa. Sa Ombudsman for admin cases 47. So yun po yung aming records based on our monitoring.
6,000 victims.
Based on our numbers 3,900.
Okay. Do you believe, Secretary Guevara or Director General Abihado, and any of you in the police force natin, that there were indeed human rights violations on the war against drugs during the time of the former president? Go ahead.
Palagay ko po ay wala naman tayong disagreement na meron po talagang mga insidente ng human rights violations. Hindi lamang po doon sa drug war. Marami pa pong ibang insidente na kami po ay nag-imbestiga through the mechanism called Administrative Order Number 35 ng mga extrajudicial killings, torture, and forced disappearance, and other serious violations of the right to life, liberty, and security. Kaya yan naman po ay admitted. It's just too bad po na ang due process po for everyone will have to be observed. Meron po tayong mga inaakusahan sa husgado or kuminsan po ay doon pa lang sa DOJ ay nadidismiss na dahil po sa kakulangan din ng ebidensya, kuminsan po ay mga testigo ay ayaw lumitaw and so forth and so on. Pero kung ang katanungan nyo po ay is it a fact na mayroong human rights violation na may kinalaman sa war on drugs, I think ang sagot ko po dyan ay meron. At yan po ay kailangan lamang nating i-establish by means of competent evidence. Case-to-case basis po. Hindi naman po lahat ng may namatay sa police operation ay masasabi na may violation ng human rights. But this is subject to the defenses din po ng mga law enforcement agents concerned.
How about Director General Abihado?
I think, Mr. Chair, this is the very essence of the conduct of Biget investigation today. No? Para po talaga ma-establish talaga kung sino yung dapat managot. Kung sabi nga po ni Soljan kanina, na kung talagang meron, kailangan po managot kung sino talaga. And that is the essence of this investigation. So,
Do you believe that there were no human rights violations in the past? Even during your
yes, even in the past po. Yes, Mr. Chairman, even in the past. Hindi lang po nung panahon ni dating Presidente Duterte.
Yes.
Even in the past, there were alleged human rights violations.
But there
That's
were
why.
no human rights violations during the time of the former president because of the war on drugs.
Yes, kailangan po establish yan, Mr. Chairman. It's because, tama po yan, it's because during the time ni Presidente Duterte, it was only during his time na nag-concentrate po talaga siya sa anti-illegal drugs. No? Kaya po naging very, siguro, pansin-pansin. No? Dahil nakafocus po yung halos lahat ng police operations on anti-illegal drugs.
We have the committee hearing right now not to establish that there are human rights violations. But we have in Congress this committee hearing because it has already been established that there are human rights violations.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. At siguro po, it's also the purpose of this committee para mabigyan pa po ng mas malakas na iwala yung ating mga naging biktima dito with our existing laws. Baka meron pa po tayong mabigay sa kanila na another para protection, para lalong lumakas po siguro yung loob nila para lumantad at lumabas. No? It's nakikita po kasi natin dito na maraming natatakot, especially so pag ang suspect nila ay police. So, ito po ang titignan natin how we can help them or how we can craft a law para mabigyan pa sila ng mas mas mabigat na proteksyon.
Ayan po, yung kayo po pong mga biktima, ang nagsalita po ay former Director General na.
It's because, again, Mr. Chairman, marami po kasing existing naman ngayon na mga bodies that the people can complain. They file their complaints. No? Nandiyan po yung Napolcom, nandiyan po yung PNEB, nandiyan po yung IAS, and everything. No? Nandiyan po yan. Now, if kung hindi pa po sapat yan, then we can probably, with the help of legislative bill, then probably magkaroon po ng confidence yung ating taong bayan dyan.
Well, that is the problem. I am so glad you mentioned that, Director General Albayalde. Napakarami nating mga agencies, no? But a very small portion only have been actually investigated. Nandiyan ang Napolcom, nandiyan ang Philippine National Police, nandiyan ang DOJ, nandiyan ang NBI, nandiyan ang PIDEA. Pero only a very small portion have been actually investigated out of more than 6,000 victims, Director General.
Mr. Chairman, hindi po siguro a very little portion. Kaya po siguro nakikita natin na very little portion kasi little na konti lang po kasi yung nag-file ng kaso. If para magkaroon po sila ng confidence, sabi ko nga, magkaroon po silang additional protection, then tataas at tataas po yan.
Challenge sa inyo yan.
Tataas po yan, Mr. Chairman.
Sa amin sa Congress, we do everything we can to reveal all of these human rights violations. Dito kami. Upang talagang expose natin ang human rights violation. Hindi lamang kapulisan na gumawa nito. Kahit ng mga private na mga tao. Hindi natin tinutukoy lamang ang ating kapulisan. Because I also fully support the Philippine National Police in their job. Okay. Now, Director General Villanueva, naniniwala din po ba kayo na maraming mga violations sa panahon?
Mr. Chair, I cannot answer for the Philippine National Police.
I'm asking you to answer for today.
But I can only answer to PIDEA as far as PIDEA is concerned. There's no human rights violation as far as PIDEA is concerned. Sa 6,252 cases na yan, Mr. Chair, 161 po dyan ang 115 po dyan ang PIDEA initiated. At merong another 46 joint PNP and PIDEA. At lahat po yan, Mr. Chair, na file na natin. Except for the 12 cases in Mindanao na
Hindi naniniwala na mayroong human rights violation.
Mr. Chair, ganito kasi yan eh.
Dali po. Kahit na itong mga biktimang ito, ng mga pamilya, nag-testify dito ngayon, hindi kayo naniniwala na may human rights violation?
Mr. Chair, as far as PIDEA is concerned, yung sa amin lang na organisasyon, wala pong human rights.
You were the director general at that time. You're not talking about this today.
If yung sa labas, sa buong Mr. Chair.
You're under oath. This might not be the court, but this is a committee hearing of Congress. You're under oath.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So tell us, you do not believe that there is any human rights violations during those times?
Out of PIDEA, Mr. Chair, meron. Pero sa PIDEA, Mr. Chair, walang human rights sabi ko, Mr. Chair.
Yung sagot ninyo kanina Pero pala naniniwala pala kayo ngayon Parang ini-insulto nyo ang committee ito
Mr. Chair, pagkakaintindi ko is, meron bang human rights?
General, you are under oath.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
I'd like to ask our Director General right now. Naniniwala pa kayo na merong human rights violations na nangyari.
Ulit-ulit ka pa eh. Parang kinukondisyon mo lang.
Yes, Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair. The thing is, the fact that you said a moment ago that are no human rights
Ano
violations.
pang saysay ng Senate hearing, Congress hearing mo yan?
No, Mr. Chair. Kakaintindi ko
Kung
human rights violation sa PIDEA.
yung tanong mo ay pirsahan.
Human rights violations.
Hindi ka naman huwis. Para sabihin mo, may nangyaring.
Correct myself. So,
Kailangan i-justify kung mayroon.
yes, sir.
Ah.
I apologize, Mr. Chair.
All right.
I correct myself.
Let me ask the Philippine National Police. Do you believe that during
Oh, dyan na naman yung tanong mo.
actions on the war on drugs?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Oh,
At tinanong ito. That's the reason why this committee now is hearing all
Nako.
things. So ito lang, natanong ako ng media, bakit ngayon lang?
oh, yan ang tanong. Bakit ngayon lang?
So, ang unang sagot ko dito ganito. Andiyan ang mga nanay ng mga napatay. Kahit na po yan, mga suspect yan.
Ah, yan ang tanong mga idol. Bakit ngayon lang? Oh. Kayo, sambayan ng Pilipino. Bakit ngayon lang? Oh. Alam nyo na yung sagot. Eh, kung dapat noon pa. Kung mayroong dapat pagmalasakit ito si Congressman Abante, dapat noon pa. Eh, bakit ngayon lang? Yan ang nakakapagtaka eh. Ha? Bakit ngayon lang? Congressman Abante, ha? Yan ang nakakapagtaka. Dahil ngayon, sabay-sabay na ginigipit nyo ang Duterte. Ha? Sino bang nag-utos sa'yo? Ha? Sino ba nag-file ng resolution? Di ba yung tatlong kasamahan nyo dyan? Matatlong itlog na maingay sa Kongreso? Oh. Ngayon, sa Kongreso, binibigyan nyo ng importansyang masyado yung tatlong kalaban ng ating gobyerno. Yung kalaban ng gobyerno, dinidiktahan yung kapwa congressman para dikdikin yung taong nagmalasakit sa gobyerno. Taong nagmalasakit, naging presidente sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Gumawa ng mabuti. Ngayon, tatlong itlog, dinidiktahan ka. Sinong nag-file ng resolution? Si Franz Castro. Sinong nag-file ng resolution? Kasama niya, si Raul Manuel. Ano bang nagawa ng mga taong yan? Kundi sirain ang gobyerno. Ngayon, Mr. Abante, kung ikaw ay isang congressman na matino, papayag ka ba na sirain yung gobyerno ng tatlong itlog na kasama mo sa kongreso? Oh. Tatanungin mo yung sarili mo, bakit ngayon lang? Ngayon lang kasi ngayon ka lang inutusan ng boss mong si Romualdez. Oh. Yun ang totoo dyan mga idol. Inutusan ka kasama yung tatlong itlog para dikdikin ang Duterte. Dahil malapit na ang eleksyon. And until now, hindi nyo ma-justify yung galaw ng Duterte kung ano. Yan ang maliwanag na katotohanan dyan, mga idol. Huwag na tayong maglukuhan sa nangyayaring kaguluhan sa bansang Pilipinas. Sinimulan ng gipitin ang Duterte, si Baste, si Pulong, si Sara Duterte, yung kakampi ni Duterte na Kibuloy, sinimulan ng gipitin ng Marcos administration. Ngayon, kayo sa Kongreso, inaatasan kayo ng inyong speaker para gumawa ng hearing may kinalaman sa Duterte. Ngayon, hearing dyan sa tinatawag na war on drugs. May hearing dyan sa gentleman agreement. May hearing dyan sa DOH. Abay, sabay-sabay ang atake. Yun ang nakakapagtaka ngayon sa Kongreso. Ha? Kumbaga, sabay-sabay tumatahol nang dumaan ang isang tao. Ha? Yan ang masaklap na katotohanan dyan, na ang Kongreso, ang pamahalaan ay pinapaikot at nadidiktahan ng tatlong itlog na komunista dyan sa Kongreso. Salamat mga idol. Huwag na tayong magbulahan. Huwag na tayong magbulahan mga idol. Kayo ang magsasabi. Kayo ang nakakakita. Bakit yung mga namatay nang yan? Mayroon naman silang abogado. Nagsisisigaw. Abogado ng mga inabuso kamo. Inabuso kamo ng previous administration sa war on drugs. Dapat nagsampa ng kaso. Ngayon, bakit maingay si Abante? Bakit maingay si Franz Castro? Bakit maingay si Raul Manuel? Yung mga kaalyado ni Romualdez maingay ngayon dahil palapit na yung eleksyon. So, ang usapin lang yan, mga idol, ay iniiwan ko sa inyo. Taong bayan ang magdidesisyon kung kayo ay karapat-dapat iluklok sa posisyon na yan. Tanging Diyos lang ang nakakaalam sa buhay natin at sa ating bansa kung ano ang papupuntahan. At sa mga kababayan nating mga Pilipino, magtiis po tayo kung ano ang gobyerno natin ngayon, sapagkat yan ang inyong binoto. Magtiis kayo. Yan ang inyong binoto. Kaya't wala tayong magagawa dyan. Maraming salamat mga idol. Magandang gabi. EPC The Vloggers.